Hi guys, welcome into Celestial Oracle Codes. If this message found you today, the Most High may be reminding you of something important. Not everyone is fighting the same battle you are. So, I already pulled two, and we've got the Five of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And so, for these to start out the energy that we're reading into today, there's some things that need to be addressed here for us as a collective. And the thing that's coming up with this, with the fighting, and it affecting our material world, our physical well-being, the message that's coming through from the Most High is that not everyone is fighting the same battle that you are. And because of that, not everyone will carry themselves with the same level of awareness, responsibility, discipline, or emotional maturity. The energy I see around the collective right now is the Five of Wands, right? So obviously it popped up with the Ace of Pentacles, and that means that something has manifested in our physical world that results in conflicted actions, right? In some way, shape, or form. Doesn't matter. Like, we're not going to speculate. We're not going to feed into the negativity of others on this channel. But we are going to say that something has happened that has now called it to our attention, and now we're going to address it here. So the energy I see around the collective is the Five of Wands, and this is the card of noise. If there was ever a card of noise and just arguments, drama, competition, petty conflict, people who seem determined to turn every situation into a struggle or try to act like it's a bigger deal about something than it really was. Like, we're not even going to feed into it. Just any of those people who, make this huge deal about something that seemingly is the most unimportant thing that you could ever think of, or just some petty thing, or trying to put others' burdens onto you, almost like that Ten of Wands energy where you're just not having it, right? And it's just like this noise and stress and just unnecessary turbulence in your life, basically. Right? So people who are committed to being offended fall in that category as well. People who are committed to misunderstanding, right? People who are committed to not seeing or feeling like however they see the world, their perception is the only way to see. Or also that the way that they view things, their limited views, are the way that everyone should view things. So all of that falls into this energy that we're talking about. And Spirit says, do not mistake noise for power, right? Because these are people who are triggered, who are acting out of powerlessness. Remember that. Because many of the loudest people are often carrying the deepest inner unrest as well. So you never know. But just know this. People are holding their pain and misery in their body. Yeah, they are. So notice the way that they look, the way that they stretch, the way that they move, the way that they carry themselves. They hold it in their shoulders. Spirit is reminding you they hold it in their gut. They hold it in the way that their eyes look a little droopy. They hold it in the way that they just seem like they are almost dragging themselves through the end of their day. You're remembering to keep a logical, diplomatic, non-judgmental, and curious approach, right, to solving problems, to communicating, and to dealing with any of this negative wands energy that is affecting your material world in a negative way, okay? Don't be blindsided by the negative or limited views of others. Remember that you also hold the world in your hand, and you have the higher truth, which means you have the higher power, right? And that's the Most High as well. So, you don't have to worry about it. But there is something about the physical being that you're being called to take a closer look at here, right? You're being called to take that closer look and to realize that their conflicts are starting from the traumas and the triggers and the phobias and the powerlessness and the victimization that they have limited themselves to all their lives. And now it's projecting from them. And you can tell because of the way these people look. I'm sorry that I have to say it that way. But they look like they've been packing on some problems and some issues, and like they are just bursting at the seams with stress and irregularities. Yeah. Like they have been waiting to go through a transformation, but they can't see the way to create that new reality or the change that they truly want to see in their life. Don't know how to connect to the divine and use the divine elements, right? The tools of life, their emotions, their thoughts, their actions, their desires, and their life purpose to create a synergistic as above and below effect in their life so that they can get rid of the conflict and finally see things from a logical truth and see the world in a whole new way that gives them a clear new vision that creates less conflict in their life. Okay, so that's very funny that this is coming out this way. But there's apparently a lot of us that needed to hear this. I know I did. So just know, many of the people creating conflict are fighting battles within themselves, and they have not learned how to heal. That's the most important message here. It's not about taking punches at the way people look, because it's not always the way that they look, right? This is just a reminder for you to be aware of that when people bring conflict to you. Like the first thing that you're being called to notice is their aura and their body mannerisms. I'm really hearing aura and body mannerisms. So watch it the way that people react to you. Watch it the way that people approach you. Watch it the way that people carry themselves. Watch at the way that people really look like life is impacting them, is what I'm hearing. And then you will be less enticed to entertain yourself with any conflict or noise that they're trying to add to your life, I'm hearing. So this is a really, really powerful message coming through for a lot of us. I know that. And so this is a very interesting energy that's coming through today. I don't know who needs this reassurance, but I hope that this is the reassurance that you need to get you through the rest of the duration of whatever you're going through here. So many of the people who disturb your peace are simply projecting their own frustration, disappointment, insecurity, or dissatisfaction outward. Okay? So they're dissatisfied with the changes that they've created in their life, and they're dissatisfied with the relationships and their lack of emotional fulfillment and joy, and I'm hearing nostalgic experiences in their life, right? So they're almost to this jaded point where they don't believe or get to fundamentally have faith, right? They're not giving themselves the opportunity to have faith in these experiences where people do things for you just out of the kindness of your heart. And there is a supportive environment that helps you grow and nurtures your creative aspect so that it leads to more fulfilling experiences in your life. Yeah. So that's what they're dealing with. You're being called to remember that by the Most High as well. So that doesn't mean you excuse poor behavior by any means. That doesn't mean we excuse the noise, right? We're not excusing this, okay? We're not excusing this. Let's put that in the forefront so we know we're not excusing that. We are taking a look at that. And we're not excusing you disrupting our material existence, our creative nature, our business, our flow, our gifts, our blessings, our anything that this divine hand is giving to us in this material world. So we're not excusing that. Okay, I'm not excusing that. But I am saying we're not going to focus on that and let that drive our existence. Right? It doesn't mean that we tolerate disrespect. But it does mean you stop personalizing what was never truly about you. Okay? Because that's what that means. That means that they were unhappy to begin with. They were unhappy, so they started trying to turn people's worlds upside down. They were unhappy, so they started trying to project their frustrations onto others. They were unhappy, so they started trying to be the limitations and disbelief or uncertainty or chaos or noise that others have been in their lives and in their world. So this is a projection and a reflection of the triggers that they've ultimately absorbed and internalized for themselves, is what I'm hearing. So when we move into the Ace of Pentacles reversed, right? When we go deeper into this, because these were the two energies that started, and all the other energies are just kind of playing out for us to see exactly what we're talking about here. But this Ace of Pentacles here, this Ace of Pentacles reversed says the collective is being asked not to waste valuable energy on situations that can't currently bear, or I'm hearing produce or bear fruit, okay? Some people are not ready for wisdom. Some people are not ready for accountability. Some people are not ready to step out of noise. Some people are not ready to be a higher expression of themselves. And you're not being called to lower your standards, lower your caliber, or just lower your experience for them. Some people are not ready to receive what you're trying to offer as well. So some people are not ready for growth. Like, let's just be really real and raw with this. Some people are not ready to receive what is best for them, right? Some people are just too stuck in the noise, too stuck in the disruptive reality, too stuck in the lack of happy and harmonious experiences, too stuck in lack of creation and momentum in finding growth in this world, too stuck in lies and deceit, too stuck in misperceptions to see the truth. Ultimately, right? So the Ace of Pentacles is really delivering one of the hardest spiritual lessons. Because one of the hardest spiritual lessons is realizing that you cannot plant seeds in ground that refuses cultivation. You can't plant firm foundational relationships on deceit, lies, betrayal. You just can't. So ultimately, what this is ultimately saying with this coming out with this in representation of what this is, right? Five of Swords in reverse with Ace of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Wands. Well, what that asks is, why are you investing your peace into people who have not demonstrated they value your peace? Why are you investing your emotional energy into people who haven't shown any interest in emotional maturity? And why are you spending precious life force trying to convince someone to behave differently when the Most High is already showing you exactly who they are? Right? When people show you who they are, believe them. We avoid this when we believe people and we realign and just get them out of our lives, honestly. This is the energy of releasing any person, place, or thing that does not serve you. Same energy here. So the message is not fight harder. The message is step higher. Not every battle deserves your participation. Period. Right? This energy, not every battle deserves your participation. You can just walk away from that. You can just walk away, honestly. You have that power and authority over your life. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every insult deserves your response. Yeah. Hidden secrets that are being revealed, don't let them control the way that you feel, create conflicts, let you start listening to noise, start listening to people who try to betray you or turn your world upside down or help or make you forget that you are a master manifester. You are the magician here. You are the higher power and authority, the one who can just get rid of all of it, right? You're the one who can manifest the blessing that comes in right side up for you. You're the one who can create the whole new world and the reality that you want, right? You're the one who can quiet the noise and get rid of all the situations and circumstances and people who no longer deserve your energy. You're the one who can put all of the fights and the betrayal and the deceitfulness, the lies, the gossip, the rumors, and anybody that has the audacity to pick up a sword against you, right? You're the one who can lay them to rest. You're the one who can expose all the secrets that people are trying to keep from you and that are keeping you from truly stepping into this conscious, co-creative aspect of your life with the universe. That's how much power you have. They don't believe they have any power, right? They're trying to project that ignorance onto you. But let me tell you, judgment's coming out here with the magician to let you know that a day of reckoning is coming. And no, nobody's getting away with that. So trust and believe you me, the power that you hold is about to become very evident for people. That's what this judgment and the magician means. This means you're stepping into you being a master manifester, a creative spirit in the world, and this judgment is the you leveling up. This is the you accepting the next level. This is the you stepping out of the karmic cycle and into the new zone. This is also stepping out of karma and into dharma energy. This is you stepping into your full essence beingness and power and fully representing who you truly are. But above and beyond all else, this is you stepping into your spiritual authority and power. It is. This is the level up. This is the soul reset. This is you recalibrating and coming back to the call of the soul and bringing in all of the skills and all of the capabilities and all of the tools, right? All the relationships, all of the physical experiences, the material world, all of the thought processes and the gains and all of the deeper desires and drives towards your momentum and purpose and fusing them together with this higher level, this higher consciousness that's coming together within you and creating you as a master manifester or also higher faculties and manifesting abilities. And this is also coming through as a seeming solutions to problems, attracting favorable outcomes and happy endings. All of that falls under this energy. So this is a new energy where you don't have to put up with people disrupting your material world and standing in the way of any blessings or anything that you want to create in this world anymore, where people get to keep noise in your life, where people get to betray you, where people get to keep secrets and make you feel like you're in the dark, and where people get to keep their limiting beliefs and hold them over your head. None of that is going to be in or as a part of your reality anymore. So you're being called to step higher. Not every insult deserves your response. Not every difficult person deserves front row seating in your mind, right? So the energy that we should be embodying right now is a balance, right? Internal and external, where we're not letting these conflicted situations or anything that someone externally is trying to cause or any noise that's coming into our world, we're not letting that affect our... Okay, so that's funny that this was the next one exposed, but we're not letting that affect our internal or external balance in our actions and in the way that we feel or in our rest, okay? Yeah. So, very, very powerful, reassuring message coming through. Sometimes the greatest victory is refusing the invitation to chaos, right? Sometimes the greatest victory is you refusing to participate. The collective is entering a season where peace becomes more valuable than being right. Wisdom becomes more valuable than winning arguments. Purpose becomes more valuable than proving yourself. I'm just going to flat out say it like that. Emotional freedom is becoming more valuable than revenge, ultimately, right? It just is. It's this newfound self-authority, self-leadership, confidence, willpower, manifesting abilities. Like I said, this is definitely that kind of energy right here, right? So you're stepping into a new level of creativity and skill and capability and self-authority, authorship, willpower, confidence, charm, and recognition. And this comes after a time where you either went through a revitalization, internal introspection. You really had to dig deep within, okay? So much so that you almost didn't see the blessings that were sitting right next to you or right before you or what was right before your eyes. And you also didn't see another blessing, something that was coming through the spirit or something that was coming into you, right, from your internal state. So this was you not listening internally, and ultimately you either becoming depressed or you becoming so internally focused that you stopped realizing the blessings in your external world. So with that, beautiful soul, stop allowing other people's distorted views and disorder to become your burden. You're not responsible for carrying what they refuse to heal. You're not responsible for any conflict, for any rebirth they didn't go through, any transformation, any depression that they're having, any kind of residual effects of not being conscious creators in their world, any noise that they're trying to keep up that they had to go through. It doesn't matter. That's not your fault. It's a huge message coming through from the Most High and your spiritual team. You do not get to internalize. Please do not internalize other people's shortcomings or undesirable traits or idiosyncrasies or triggers or charged emotional situations or gestalts or root causes or any of the other circumstances or experiences that create this conflict in the energy that make people want to manifest this in your life. Do not accept this. You don't have to. You're being called to a higher truth, a higher power, a higher knowing, a higher intellect, right? A higher state of creation, a higher existence where you're co-creating with the universe. You stand in truth and curiosity and understand your manifesting abilities and realize that you have momentum in creation and growth to experience as you level up and become a higher version of yourself. That's your truth, right? That's your truth. This is their truth. Their truth is the deceit, the betrayal, the secrets and the lies, the lack of being able to create the world and the reality that they want, ultimately feeling victimized to their internal state because of all the limitations that they have created for themselves, right? Never understanding the true harmonious fulfillment of just being with and doing things out of the kindness of your heart and believing that people truly do this just because they can, just to see the joy and contentment and nostalgia in another. So this is the world and life that you're entering, and you're exiting their world of conflict, secrets, and badgering, and just low vibrational qualities and energies. So that's a very powerful message coming through for the collective at this time. You're not responsible for fixing what they refuse to acknowledge. You're not responsible for sacrificing your peace to make others comfortable. Okay? Stay grounded, stay kind, stay discerning, and remember, a calm spirit will always outlast a chaotic one. The collective affirmation for this energy is I refuse to let chaos steal my peace. I release the need to agree or argue with what has already revealed itself to be low vibrational, or unworthy of me. I invest my energy where growth is possible. I remain grounded in my own truth. I choose peace over unnecessary conflict. I trust the Most High to handle what is not mine to carry. So, my final message is this, coming back to this Five of Wands energy with the Ace of Pentacles. I think that's funny. I said Five of Wands and they both just like jumped into my hand. So the Five of Wands says, not every fight is yours. And the Ace of Pentacles reverse says, stop investing where there is no return, period. And the Most High says, protect your peace, your future needs, and ultimately remember, unnecessary conflict is not your future or your truth. Your future needs that energy more than the argument does. So please protect your peace, is the message coming through from the Most High. So, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful souls, whoever you are, just know, right? Getting past all the conflict, all the betrayal, all the lies, all the deceit, all of the unhappiness that people try to project onto you, all of the secrets that people are trying to keep from you, all of the loss that they tried to cause you, or rifts, or lack of satisfaction, okay, in your material world. Doesn't matter, because you are stepping into a higher truth, a higher expression of yourself that no one can stop. And ultimately, it's a co-creative aspect that you're coming into with the universe. This is a soul level up. Nobody can stop it. You are now in a more curious and diplomatic, non-judgmental, accepting, logical, but definitely problem attacking energy. Okay? And a force to be reckoned with, more importantly, with the Magician and Judgment coming up. And you are embodying a new level of charm, willpower, and manifesting abilities. So congratulations on your level up. Let's say that. Congratulations to the collective who's in this message and who feels like this is their message, because that means that you just had a major level up. I see you. So ultimately, the Most High is reflecting that the Divine sees you as well, and you are being called not to let anyone pull you out of alignment or your energy, because ultimately what's coming in for you is something that supersedes their limiting beliefs, is the message coming through. As always, I love each and every one of you unconditionally. If you're not a subscriber, please do consider subscribing. We would love to have you around. Other than that, I send you all my light, my love, and my blessings. And I will see you all in my next reading.